What's going on, everyone? This is Austin, and welcome back to another episode of Shield Hero. And I'm going to just say this episode, it wasn't a fast-paced episode, but nonetheless, it was an episode that was quite amazing. It had its action in the beginning, and it had its calming towards the end. And I'm going to be honest, the next couple episodes, the people that want action, there you go. There's going to be a lot of action. And I'm not going to spoil them much, but I'll talk about it at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But anyway, so this episode, we get to see Filo's true strength, and quite a touching episode nonetheless. But we start off kind of with Nofumi remembering what Fitoria said about how she's gonna basically, wipe the heroes out because they're not working together and they're useless if they aren't. And we see obviously Nofumi's cooking for the good old birds again. I'm gonna call them birds because that's all I don't look. I know they're Filolios. Or Filoias, however you say their name, but I'm going to call them birds because I want to. It's my channel. Just letting you know. I'd love you. But anyways, continue on. We see that basically Fitoria takes Melty as a hostage to kind of make sure that Filo is willing to fight, and we have the factors of Fitoria threatened Nofumi's life, and she has taken, Filo's best friend. And, of course, Filo's going to be very, upset, to say the least, and we see basically Fitoria really wants Nofumi to make up with the other heroes, and she keeps talking about it through the episode. Look, if you don't know this by now, I don't know what to tell you, but continuing on, we see basically Fitoria made a promise to the previous hero, which was the hero of time, I'm not mistaken, and she basically wants everyone to kind of work together for the simple fact that if they don't work together, the entire world's doomed, and she doesn't want to keep pulling the weight, basically, kind of thing. I guess that's the simple terms of everything that's going on. But we see she keeps demanding for Nofumi to work together with the heroes. Nofumi tells Fitoria to fight him, to basically, if she's going to kill might as well just get it over with, just don't hurt, Melty. And I thought this was quite an interesting part here because we kind of see that Nofumi has changed quite a bit, and I know someone in my previous videos with the Raftalia video of how far she's come. Someone want to make me a Nofumi one, it's up to you guys, but we see this guy that usually isn't open to trusting people really starting to care about other people's lives that aren't, Filo or Raftalia's. And it's quite a shocking thing right here because a lot of people are going to overlook this. But I wanted to point that out for you guys. But anyways, we see basically she gives Nofumi a chance to kind of prove himself, and he needs to prove that his party can take on the waves. So Filo must now fight Fitoria to prove that. And we see basically that Filo has to fight in her human form, and she hasn't really done that per se yet, and this is kind of a new test to see how she would do. And honestly, she did quite good for her first time, but Fitoria basically puts a barrier up to kind of not have any interruptions in the battle, because we all know Nofumi, if he had the chance, he would defend Filo. That's just who he is. He's Papa Fumi. But we see, man, Fitoria, she's fast. Real wicked fast. And we see if basically Nofumi is wondering why Fitoria wanted to fight Filo, not Raftalia, and we kind of get the reasoning at the end. And I'm going to say this quote, I hope it sticks with you. You are only as strong as your weakest link. And I've heard that many times in many things, but that's kind of the premise of why she's doing it. And we see basically Filo has the tendency of fighting face first, not thinking anything through, and kind of doesn't really help her out in this situation that she actually starts to think, oh, now I actually have to think carefully how I'm going to do this. And we see basically that Fitoria is just strong, and she calls Filo weak, and she doesn't have the will right now to get stronger. That's what Fitoria thinks. And basically Nofumi tells Filo that she can do it, and we see actually Fitoria have a flashback of her previous master, which he kind of looks like Link, I'm going to be honest, minus the cap. But it was quite nice to see that. We're not going to get it, I think, this season, her backstory. It's not going to be for a little while, but no, it is going to come eventually. So, there you go. But we see Filo basically use her real strength and have this claw. I forgot the name of it, I'm going to be honest, but she shatters Vittoria's barrier and cuts Vittoria, and she was even shocked. I mean, I've read the manga and I still was shocked. In the web novel, how do you think I felt? Like, oh, this again. But we see basically that Filo passes, and she now has the will to actually, get stronger. Well, in Vittoria's eyes, and it's quite nice to see this. And we see basically the explanation of Vittoria just wanting to test Filo to see if she's suited to be, kind of what she is. And Vittoria actually gives Filo the crown to be the queen, well, the successor to Vittoria, or the queen of the Filoios. And we see that she grows a cowlick, and I love it. By the way, this is in dub. I know a lot of people are going to ask me this. Yeah, it is dubbed, so if you want to check it out, it is dubbed on Crunchyroll right now. They actually have the previous episode, so if you want to watch that too, if you're a dub-only person, there you go. But it was quite nice to see that, and we see that Filo actually got a major boost, which is, as Nafumi said, is a very good thing because they're level capped. They can't do anything, and it kind of puts them in a tight position of they really can't go any further. And I mean, that's kind of how I feel with Borderlands with my OP8 character. I'm going to be watching that Borderlands 3 trailer or gameplay that's coming out today. You best believe it. But we see Vittoria actually give a gift to Nafumi, and it's a piece of her hair, and he actually unlocks the Filoia series at the Vittoria. I'm thinking of Vittoria again. She's quite a nice character, all jokes aside, but I'll talk about that towards the end. And we see Vittoria explains why she did what she did, and Melty is asked, hey, what do I get, kind of thing, or what do you want, kind of thing, and she wanted to ride Vittoria, and I'm going to be honest, I love how Vittoria kind of just turned it from a very cold person as an act to a very sweet person, and I hope a lot of people don't end up hating Vittoria. Maybe this might change them. I know I saw a little hate for her going around, but those are anime only. I can understand. It's a natural reaction, but continue on. I love how Melty got her chance to ride the big Filoia. She was so happy. It's so funny, but we see basically Fumi and the crew stay longer to celebrate the, Filo's queenship that she's the successing of, Vittoria whenever she steps down, and we see Filoios take Raftalia, Melty, and Filo for a ride running around, and Nafumi, poor Nafumi, I'm pretty sure a lot of you people missed this, but he was getting pecked to hell. They were showing him love. Good old love that he didn't want, but he didn't know he needed. But Vittoria actually has her talk with Nafumi, and she asked Nafumi if he has tried to clear his name, and if he's actually tried, and we all know he hasn't yet, and he kind of realizes that he needs to, which is kind of funny now. And he basically gets told that after he gets transferred back to the normal world, not the sanctuary, that she's going to leave Nafumi near a hero, and he's now willing to kind of clear his name, which is a good thing, which is setting up for the next couple episodes that are going to be wicked action-packed, guys. Woo! I can't wait, let me tell you, to be honest. But we see that if we're missing one hero, it will make the wave impossible in the battle. And there will be a time the world demands a great sacrifice from all of us, is what she said. And she's basically foreshadowing what stuff is going to happen, obviously. And you have to make tough calls as a hero. And we see if the heroes choose to fight for the world, you will lose many, but it will get their job done. But if they go for the fighting for the people, it's a thorny path, but it will get the same thing done, but a lot more people will survive, kind of thing. And we see this is kind of a contrast to what a hero is and someone that's just doing their stuff to do their stuff. And it's obviously that Fumi's been doing the latter, and this is kind of why she's kind of taken a liking to him. But continuing on, we see that the previous heroes wanted the other heroes that are coming after them to fight for the people, and Vittoria considers Nafumi the only true hero because he raised, Filo. No normal person could do that kind of thing, and she did say the heroes at this moment are a bit too weak, and we all know that. And I like how this anime keeps giving us, oh, they're strong, but we're going to knock them down a peg to kind of make them realistic, because you're always going to find the stronger person in a real world. You think you're strong until you meet a stronger person. They're just the circle of life, I guess. But continuing on, we see Vittoria give Nafumi the ability to slow down the corrosion from the Rage of Shields. corrosion, obviously. And we see that Victoria rests her head on Nafumi's lap and wanted to do it because she remembered her previous owner, and I thought it was quite a adorable and sweet moment. And we see at the end, after the credits, that good old Ren and Itsuki are looking for the 4 weapons, and they're gone. And it was a big trap, and obviously it was set up by Malty because Malty does not want them to dig into stuff. But continuing on, I want to do a quick little thing about this episode, and I quite enjoyed it. I really am going to stress that these next couple episodes are going to be very stressful, action-packed, and Nafumi obviously is going to use the Shield of Wrath, and it is probably my favorite next to the other episodes, and he's going to get it's the Rise in the Shield Hero now, baby. That's what I'm going to call this next arc. But thank you guys for watching this. If you are new here, do consider subscribing. Did you like this episode? Do you like Victoria? That's my question. But hey, share the video, subscribe, like and comment. I'll see you guys later. This has been Austin. I will catch you guys later. As I said, peace.